We're back. There we go, we're back. Amazing how you change absolutely nothing and OBS decides now the microphone won't be connected. But yes, we're back. Pretty much. Welcome in, Ben. Thank you for the quote. I did watch the clip you made, and I was like, yep. I don't remember saying this, but it sounds right. Kind of funny, like, I was thinking through some of the stuff... Good afternoon. I was thinking through some of the stuff I've played through over the years, and, like, I barely remember any of it. I remember that I played it, I don't remember most of what it was. Like, if we take a look at something I did, say, last year... Let's take a look real quick. What do we got? Something I only necessarily did want. I remember bits of Captain America. I don't remember all of it. Most of Tales of Vesperia is a blur. I remember a lot of that. Oh wow, I did do Tomb Raider Legend in one sitting. It wasn't even that long, wow. Like, it's crazy. Hello, T. Remember everything you remember. Excellent. That's a good way to be. So today we're going to finish GoldenEye. And then, as I stated on the Discord, we're going to start alternating between old first-person shooters and new first-person shooters. Because we're kind of living in a renaissance of sorts. For, like, really interesting first-person shooters. So I picked up a bunch of stuff in the Steam Spring Sale, and all of it is shooters, because I was like, okay, let's see what's on sale on my wish list. That game Flame recommended, El Paso Elsewhere, is on sale. Crisis on GOG was on sale, so I did pick that up. That will happen eventually. Because it turns out the recommended way to play the original Crisis is to play the original release, which is only available on GOG. Like, not do one of the console ports or the remaster, play the original PC release. Which isn't surprising, honestly. What do I have on my... Let me check real quick. Turbo Overkill I had on my wish list. Chasm the Rift, which Flame recommended. Crisis! Crisis was fascinating time to me, and I never got around to playing it. And it was fascinating at the time to me because it seemed to be very open. I do wonder if it'd be worth bundling that together with the Far Cry series to begin with. Mostly like Far Cry and then Crisis. Because, like, Crisis is Crytek's follow-up to Far Cry. And so a lot of the ideas from Far Cry 1, I'm aware, do become implemented well into Crisis. More so than they are in Far Cry 2. Because that might be of value to do at some point. Who knows, but, like, I'd like to do Far Cry 1. I've never played all the way through. I've heard it's very difficult, but I've played it for like 10 minutes. I beat Far Cry 3, and I beat Far Cry 5, and I beat Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I remember Far Cry 3 having some of the most viscerally satisfying melee kills. They still haunt me. We'll do Far Cry 3. But yeah, I was in Teak's stream last night, and he asked me like what I'm putting as the cutoff point between old and new. And I said like new is probably going to be anything post 2015. Like there's a specific mindset here. Though in all honesty, old probably covers up until, let's say, Call of Duty 4. Yes, I have the System Shock remake, and I am very interested in going through it. Absolutely. DST. It's nice that it's an easily abbreviated segment, and I'm really happy with how people have been enjoying it. Like, we've only done Doom and GoldenEye, and everybody knows and enjoys those. But I hope everybody sticks with it as we go through, and enjoys some of the other stuff we're going to do, because we're going to do a lot of the classics that you'll know. My intention is to go through stuff like Half-Life, Bioshock, System Shock, Time Splitters 2, into Future Perfect. Like, I really want to do Future Perfect. Because Time Splitters 2 is great, but its campaign is more of an afterthought than anything. Time Splitters Future Perfect's campaign is genuinely really good and really fun. And funny. The classic Bond games, some of the old Call of Duties. Because, like, we look back on Call of Duty now, like, negatively, because first-person shooters really became that for a long time. And we kind of resent it in that way. Like, a lot of people resent Halo in a similar way, for being, like, the big influence that led to the 2-weapon limit and regenerating health in first-person shooters, which are bad things, overall, I would say. But Halo isn't necessarily entirely to blame for that, as people misunderstanding the appeal and thinking we should do that because it worked. Everything else about Halo worked with it. Halo is still great. And in that same sense, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was a great game. Like, it stood out for a reason. So, like, we'll get to that. And then there's various newer stuff. Like, we didn't finish Dusk because we were only doing that for a Sunday showcase at the time. We're gonna do Dusk all the way through. There's various other things as well, more modern stuff. The real trick with a lot of the modern stuff is trying to balance retro-inspired and, like, the 2.5D stuff. There's a lot of modern stuff that is really good that is built in GZ Doom, which is Doom source port. And a lot of it you can look at and you would never know. Like, if you've ever seen Sulaco, you would never know Sulaco is built on a source port of Doom. It's astounding. But I want to try and balance that as well. With stuff that has its own style, stuff that's more modern, stuff that isn't 2.5D, if you get what I mean. And like we'll go into that as we go forward, but like stuff like Ion Fury, and Made Evil, potentially Wrath Aeon Ruin. There's a lot more than you would necessarily expect. And I got some really interesting stuff in the Steam sale that I'm looking forward to playing. And the big one that I mentioned on the Discord, Cultic, which Chapter 1 of that came out a few years ago. Chapter 2 came out, I think, last year, and is the conclusion of it, so it's a complete story. And it's supposed to be absolutely fantastic. Just like, that'll be fun. And it's horror. Like, horror first-person shooter? Absolutely. I want more horror in genres that aren't traditionally horror. Such a neat idea. Another one I was thinking of, and I can't remember what it was. Who knows? There's a lot. There's a lot of interesting stuff. Fallen Aces, that was it. Fallen Aces is a game I'd love to go through, but I'm waiting until they release episode 2. I do have it. A friend bought it for me a couple of years ago now for Christmas, and I'm just waiting for episode 2. Anyway, primary objective: contact Valentine, so we'll get to see Robbie Coltrane again, which that's always a plus. If there were more games that had Robbie Coltrane in them, like, I would absolutely like, let's put one on the Robbie Coltrane counter. Unfortunately, like, I'm not overly interested in doing any of the Harry Potter games. So it's like, okay, what games is Robbie Coltrane in? The World Is Not Enough and GoldenEye. Kind of it. Pursue Oromov and Natalia and minimize civilian casualties. After escaping KGB interrogation at the military archives, Natalia has been immediately recaptured by General Oromov. She's being taken by car to Janus Operations base in St. Petersburg. End briefing. Get after them, 007. We can't afford to let the trail go cold, and the chances are they'll lead straight to Trevelyan. Keep a clear head, though. Any civilian casualties on the streets of St. Petersburg could create an unfortunate international incident. We believe that Valentin Sukovsky is still in the area. He may be able to help you. Key wrench. No gadgets this time, 007, though you should be on the lookout for hardware the Russians may have left lying around. Easy ignition and all that, old chap. I don't think she's worth the trouble, James. Perhaps she'd be looking more closer to home for a more reliable... It's like, why are we still getting Moneypenny's opinion on any of this? It's not that I don't think Moneypenny isn't qualified. It's that every time we ask her opinion on any of this, it's, hey, maybe you should be fucking me. Every time. So I think this might be the most memorable mission of GoldenEye. Oh, I forgot there's a timer. Look at these Russian soldiers with their purple hair. It's like that scene in Ace Ventura when nature calls, like, check the Jeep, no keys. Check the Jeep, no keys. Check the monster truck. Keys. So I don't remember where Zukovsky is in this level. I know he's in one of the alleys. And that's kind of it. But, like, there are the main roads in this level, and then there are the alleyways. Zukovsky! Look at him. Look at him. Beautiful. Zukovsky, come back to England with me. No, no. You're okay now. Thank you, Robbie. Alright, let's go. Good job I parked my tank nearby. We have so much more time now. Let's go. Ninja. This tank can't guard for shit. Okay. So we don't drive into explosions. That's very important. No. I realized I was probably going to die very quickly after I shot the guy with the grenade launcher and then drove into the explosion. How you doing, Ninja? Yeah, so then you jump into the monster truck and the soundtrack goes, shit. I hope he's in the same place. I feel like it's random. Yay! Hello, Zukovsky. My favorite person. Come back to England. You can live with me. We'll pitch it as a sitcom to the BBC. Yeah, boy, we're gonna finish GoldenEye. Come watch us, Ninja. Goodbye, Valentin. I'll see you again in The World Is Not Enough. Will I ever see you again, Zukovsky? Don't worry. We'll see each other again in the sequel. Oh, that was a civilian. I was aiming for the guy behind him. Yeah, it's such an odd bit of like, okay, so here's Zukovsky again. In a sequence I've got to stop shooting the civilians. In a sequence he didn't appear in the movie. A sequence which, you know, was honestly fucking awesome. What a wonderful death screen. Because, like, let's be fair, the tank sequence? Oh, whoa. No, thank you. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Like, the tank sequence in GoldenEye? Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. It's like, hey, we think we've escaped from Bond. And they draw, like, the car turns the corner, and all of a sudden the wall behind them explodes, and the tank bursts out of it, and the Bond theme is playing, and it's like, yeah, this is such a triumphant return for Bond in the 90s. GoldenEye's a great movie. Can't believe, you know what? I could believe Russia is mining the streets of St. Petersburg. Don't mind. Oh, more mines. Oh, I really wish that had him. Careful. Careful. They probably won't let me get away with killing another civilian. I've already killed 2. Okay, that man is now dead. What a wild level. Weapon of choice, tank. Alright. The depot. Or the depot. Alright, destroy the computer network, obtain the save key, recover helicopter blueprints, and locate Trevelyan's train. The Janos operations base in St. Petersburg is located in a disused military rail depot. From here, the crime syndicate coordinates illegal arms deals, international terrorism, and extortion. Are they perhaps a special executive? Or counterintelligence? Yeah, special executive, counterintelligence, terrorism, and extortion. That's what Spectre meant. Quite a nest of vipers, 007. Do your best to disrupt the Janus operations. We'd be particularly interested if you could retrieve the blueprints for a modified version of the stealth helicopter. It seems they may be thinking of going into production. We also believe that Oromov has taken Natalia to Trevelyan's converted missile train in the depot. You'll need to be on that train when it leaves. They've got a pretty sophisticated network hidden away somewhere in that depot, 007. Be a good chap and shut it down for them. Oh, and don't forget to blow up the Janus arms cache. I'm sorry, I can't be there to myself to enjoy the fireworks. Don't miss your train, James. Like, thanks, Moneypenny. Alright, let's go and break this place up. I am absolutely going to say this game totally holds up. This has been so much fun. Like, if somebody tells you GoldenEye does not hold up, you look him in the eye and you call them a twat. Tell them they're just not trying hard enough to make it control well. Yeah, I picked up a second one, there we go. There's the weird thing with dual-wielding weapons here in this game, in that you can't actually dual-wield weapons unless you take a specific weapon off a dual-wielding enemy. Body armor! Woo! We politely, but firmly asked them to leave. Like, it's such a shame that Activision took control of the Bond license, because I would say even the EA Bond games, like, we like to think of EA as, like, ruining everything they touch, but the EA Bond games were also really good. Like, The World Is Not Enough on PlayStation was enjoyable enough. Asia Under Fire is great. Nightfire is fantastic. I do really enjoy the cinematic spectacle of Everything or Nothing. Where are these guys coming from? Like, aside from Tomorrow Never Dies, I think the only one I don't really enjoy is From Russia With Love. And I may be in the minority on that. Okay, if I just keep killing these guys, I'm never gonna get anywhere. Let's get in here. Yeah, but then Activision got the license after From Russia with Love, and most of those games are just Call of Duty clones. Which, like, considering so much became a Call of Duty clone around that time anyway, seeing the Bond games very specifically become Call of Duty clones was really disappointing. Like, they're not even necessarily bad, they just lose the spark that they had. Which itself may not be entirely down to Activision, though I would not absolve them of blame completely. Because, let's be fair, as much as Casino Royale is a really good movie... Oh, shit. Yeah, as much as Casino Royale is a really good movie, the series really lost something. Oh, did I get them? Perfect. The series really lost something when they decided to try and play more serious. And I think it really shows in that, I would argue, only 2 of the 5 Daniel Craig Bond movies are really worth watching. Like, Casino Royale and Skyfall are great movies. The body armor in here? I know I left some body armor somewhere. Whereas, like, even... you could argue, like, the bad, in air quotes, movies of Roger Moore, they're still genuinely entertaining. Because, like, there's a spectacle to them. And it's why I maintain that Spectre is the undeniable worst Bond movie. Because whatever flaws something like A View to a Kill has, it's not boring. Alright, just push on forward or I'm never going to go anywhere. I suppose eventually I do want to go through 007 Legends. And like, I think there's a couple of reasons to go through 007 Legends, for as bad as it is. And I think beyond it being a Bond game, and like the last Bond game until IO Interactive puts out their new Bond game, it's also, I think, the last game Eurocom made before they were either shut down or Activision just shuffled them into another Call of Duty support studio. And it's tragic, because, like, Eurocom had a really good history of games. They'd been around for so long. And they could make a really good Bond game. Like, 007 Legends wasn't even them being like, okay, we don't know how to make a Bond game. Because, like, Eurocom made Nightfire. And Nightfire is great. Oh, that's something. I'm invincible. Okay, I'm still looking for the safe key, the helicopter blueprints, and the rest of the computer network. I've been in every building, right? I feel like I have. Okay, no, I haven't. Nope. Like, there's a lot of reasons to lament the state of the game industry, and it's not a new thing. It's been a thing for a significant amount of time now. The way these small companies that have been around for decades producing, like, reliable stuff, and that's just suddenly not enough anymore because, you know, profit margins have to be so much higher. And that's a tragedy. Concerns me how that guy got in without opening the door. Okay. So there's the exit. But I'm missing way too much. Hey, how you doing, Star? Gotcha. Oh yeah. That guy just spawned in. Yeah, the whole speedrunning history of this game, I always find it fascinating, in particular, the whole look at the ground smooth faster. And people who have memorized everything enough that they can navigate this game almost entirely blindfolded while looking at the ground, so that the game isn't rendering anything that will slow the game down. And how that basically killed the speedrunning community for this game for a while, before everybody decided, you know what, it's probably just more fun not to do that. I've clearly missed a bunch of stuff, which is annoying because I'm usually very methodical with these kind of things. Check this one next. No, we're just on Secret Agent. Alright, there it goes. No, I'm not crazy enough to do this game on Secret Agent on stream, on 00 Agent on stream. I know that wouldn't go well for me. Besides, like the game I did before this, I did all of the original Doom on Ultraviolence. Because like I've proven I can do this stuff. Secret Agent gives you more objectives than just Agent, which makes things a little more interesting. I believe in this level, like if we were just on Agent, we could just go straight for the train and that'd be it. That's right, then we wouldn't be having fun. Really? That was the thing? Oh, there's the save key. Okay. Let's get out of here. The train level, which we've got after this, is, I think, the level I remember the most. Because I remember the end of it being really difficult to deal with. Because it's such a strict time limit that you have to deal with. So we'll see how I handle it. Now let's go. I got a train to catch. It's Xenia. Alright, bear that in mind when we get there and see exactly how much time we have to actually hit Xenia. Alright, destroy the brake units, rescue Natalia, locate Yana's secret base, and escape to safety. The leader of Yanis, Alec Trevelyan, is holding Natalia hostage on his armoured train. We've lost experienced agents before in hostage situations. Keep a clear head, 007, and don't get sidetracked settling old scores. Box offer related to hide of clues. That sounds kind of like RE4's easy mode, which I'd like to go through at some point on stream to show the differences. I feel like a lot of people aren't aware of like exactly what there is in RE4's easy mode. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that you just don't do in RE4's easy mode. They just skip you right past it. It's kind of odd. That's fascinating. You know the fun thing, Star, is I've only ever played, like, the first 2 levels of Perfect Dark. I never had it as a kid. I never played it until I got my Xbox One and Rare Replay. And I've not played much of it here. A train, 007, pretty simple. Destroy the braking units in each carriage and the emergency systems should bring it home. That girl again, like, Jesus Christ, Moneypenny. Let it go. Rare Replay is such a good collection. Like, it doesn't have some of the stuff you would really want. Like, as you would expect, there's no Donkey Kong Country, there's no Diddy Kong Racing. Like, I think what there is there is absolutely enough to justify the purchase. And it's a real shame that Rare Replay never got a PC release. I look forward to actually sitting down and playing through Perfect Dark. Because, like, you go from GoldenEye to Perfect Dark to Time Splitters. And that's the evolution of this idea of first-person shooters with this development team. And Perfect Dark is the gap in my experience. Because I played GoldenEye, I had GoldenEye as a kid, fucking loved it. And I had Time Splitters. Because I was on GameCube, I didn't have the first Time Splitters, I had Time Splitters 2 and Future Perfect. And loved those, still do. And so having another one of these games to explore that I never actually played, super exciting. It's like how I say with Zelda. There's somebody behind me? No. It's like how I say with Zelda, like, especially now the series seems to have primarily gone to this idea of an oddly shaped toilet bowl. Especially now that the series seems to have largely gone to this Breath of the Wild style, which I generally don't really enjoy. Having not finished Skyward Sword, I'm genuinely excited to stream it, because it's an Ocarina of Time style Zelda game that is still new to me. Which is super neat. It's really exciting. And I look forward to eventually streaming it. And you guys can see my first experience with one of these classic style 3D Zelda games. And I love that. I love that style. Going through Twilight Princess on stream was great. Like, that was the second time I played through Twilight Princess, and it was absolutely fantastic. So the same is very much true of Perfect Dark. Sorry boys, was I interrupting something? They did destroy that brake unit. I know, it's very calming, isn't it? Which is odd considering it's a converted Soviet missile train. Oh, now it's green. Cheeky bastards. You know, I feel like it's probably a mistake of the game design to have you flinch and unable to shoot when you're shot. I feel like that might be a bad idea. Excellent, that's all of them. Where did this guy come from? Boy, I'd appreciate some body armor right now. Well. That went well. Ah, boy. Go again. I don't like that all the cover I can take is not only destructible, but explosive. Goodness. I'm so good. I say after I just shot the wrong person. Now, if this keeps up, I'm gonna die from exploding barrels. No, exploding boxes. Not even barrels, just boxes. What the fuck were you aiming there? You think I'm fucking stupid, Hans? You had guys in there. Gotcha. Make sure nobody's following me. Okay, we're almost there. I feel like not only have we done it faster this time, I've also taken less damage. Good. Okay. It's gonna get worse from here, isn't it? Okay. So, I didn't shoot Natalia that time. I just didn't hit Oromov. And then Oromov shot Natalia. I wish these crate explosions were as good at damaging the enemies as they are at damaging me. The worst part is knowing that the next couple of levels also have me having to escort Natalia. Okay. Wish there was body armor somewhere in this level. Sure, somebody else is going to come up behind me. Alright, let's try this again. Right, there's a whole sequence where he talks. Okay, you do that, I'll do this. So the real trick with this is that the only thing that can destroy these clamps is your watch laser. And if you run out, you're fucked. So this is a lot easier with this controller and this aiming scheme than it was on the N64. No, I tried. I remember trying when I was a kid. And shooting them does not work. Fuck that. You were right there.
No! No!
You know, since we have to do this again, we'll try it, Star. I can't believe it said I failed to rescue Natalia when I absolutely did rescue her. It's that one model with the crazy eyes. Unfail objectives. Okay, make the push, make the push. Huh. You know, I appreciate multiple ways of doing that kind of thing. Because, like breaking through that floor, there shouldn't only be one method of doing that with what we have at our disposal. I want to say you failed until you actually failed. I did rescue Natalia. I just died. But I don't think my death negates her rescue. Possibly in craze, but I don't want to mess around breaking them open. Like, we'll take a look. Ah, fuck. We'll take a look in that last room, is what I was going to say, because there's crates in that next room. It's fucking loud. Alright. Do it.
That's disgusting.
It really is. Oh, I wouldn't know. I wasn't there, still. Clint might know, but Clint's not here. Yeah, I've not been in Ali's streams while she's playing RE9, because I'll play it myself at some point on stream, same as I did with Village, same as I did with RE4 Make, and I'd rather do it blind. Too drunk to finish, gee. So still more RE9. I've seen nothing of it since, I think, the first trailer. Like, I didn't even watch the trailer that revealed Leon was in it. I only know Leon is in it because you couldn't avoid hearing that. Like, I don't overly care about the game, but I'd rather, when I stream it, do it completely blind. Who knows, maybe the game will surprise me, maybe I'll really enjoy it. Maybe I'll actually get engrossed in the story before it ruins itself like Village did. I do love that Zero confirms that RE Survivor is canon, and then they've never referenced it again. Like, they didn't have to even reference it in Zero, and I love that they did. What, Village? I wouldn't say Village falls apart quickly. I think the thing to think about with these bathrooms, Star, is that this is a train, so it's weird that the toilets even have water in them. Like a Soviet missile train, I would expect these things to just open up onto the tracks. Yeah, the story of RE7 is better than the story of RE8, but RE8 plays better. And I still absolutely hold it against Capcom that they did this whole thing of the umbrella teasing. Like the trailer having the umbrella symbol in it and suggesting that Umbrella has some kind of deep connection to this whole thing. And then it's the worst fucking bait. Yeah, it's just the logo, and it's like, oh, Oswald Spencer came over here and studied with Mother Miranda and took the Umbrella logo from her and decided to call his company Umbrella. It's like, that's the most garbage fanfiction nonsense I've ever heard. Okay, nothing in there. Nothing in there. We have a key, so let's go back and see if we can open some of those doors. Maybe there'll be something. Nope, we can't open any particular door. I was hoping it was a master key. Alright. Oh, you can shoot them off. Huh. You know what, Star? Fair enough. Come on. Ugh. But no, like... I'm probably going to play through Village again at some point on stream. I think there will be value in doing it. Yeah, I think I got him. Run! Run! Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I've not done the DLC. Maybe I'll play it in third person when I eventually stream it again, because I probably will stream it again. That's half my health gone against the first enemy. Yeah, like, I think Castle Dimitrescu is absolutely the best part. I think going back to the village isn't the worst idea. Probably shouldn't happen as many times as it does. I think, like, all of the RE Engine games that Capcom's put out for the series, this whole thing of having survivors that immediately die is a mistake. Like, these survivors that contribute nothing to the story but a distraction that leads to nothing. You know, like the cop in RE7, or any, like, Elliot in RE2 make, the civilians on a train in RE3 make. I think House Benviento, I can't remember, is an interesting set piece. I feel like it'll probably fall apart on a second playthrough in the same way that RE7's opening does, because it's such a scripted, slow-paced sequence that relies entirely on suspense. So I think that'll fall apart. Fish person, Moreau. Don't think that was interesting to begin with. And the factory took too long the first time I was playing it. It's not going to get better on a second play. And then the tank battle, Chris hijacking the plot. Like, I hated all of that to begin with, and it's not going to get better. Yeah, RE7, the opening of RE7 is such a great sell the first time you play it. But, like, they could really do with some method of letting you go through it faster. Like, if you could sprint or something, maybe. Yeah. If I get the VR streams set up working to a point where I'm happy with it, I would be most happy playing through RE7 in VR. Because, like, I don't know if you guys remember the test video I put up on the Discord back when I first set it up and tested it out. But, like, it works so well. Like, I'm there headshotting Mia in the opening like it's nothing. Something I absolutely cannot do on controller because that game feels fucking busted. Well, it's like the thing of, like, have you ever tried and... how many times have you gone back to play through RE6? And the entire, I would say, first chapter of Leon's campaign is just a slog because of that. Like, they don't let you do anything, really. Come on, come on.
Success!
That's right. Probably going to run the ad before we start this next level. We'll have to train with Thomas. I have a mod that RE4 make that turns the Largo into this weird Thomas the Tank Engine monstrosity. Like... it's really terrifying. Yeah, like, playing RE7 in VR with the Prey Dog VR mod is really good, and, like, it has proper motion control support, so the aiming is really good. And it plays so much better. And RE7 being an unbroken first-person narrative means that it works in VR perfectly. Like, even if you play it on PSVR, which is the only official VR release, you're playing it with the controller. You've got the headset on, you're playing with a controller. And that's not as interesting as, like, the proper motion controls. Aiming, moving, swinging the axe into Mia's head. I need to try and get it set up again. Something went wrong with the VR setup I had for RE7, RE2 make, and RE3 make. I think because I had issues, I got those working, and I was trying to get Village working, and Village had a terrible frame rate when I was doing it, and I couldn't figure out the solution. And a terrible frame rate in VR is headache-inducing. But, like, I would love to go through RE7 on stream in VR. It'd be a lot of fun. And it would be the best way to play it, honestly, because I could actually aim. Aiming in RE7 is garbage. Yeah, if you guys are curious about how that looked, I put the video on the Discord in the modding channel. Maybe a couple of years ago now, like close over a year ago. Really would like to do that. It's the only way I want to stream RE7, honestly. But yeah, we have less than 10 minutes till the ad. This level is not going to take, like, that little time. So we're going to run the ad before we start this.
The only thing I know for real, there will be blood.
So we'll be right back. And we're back.
Tell me why.
Let's play video games. Alright, destroy the drone guns, eliminate Xenia, blow up the ammo dump, and escort Natalia to Yanis base. Satellite reconnaissance has been unable to locate any installation near the coordinates recovered from the Yanis computers in St. Petersburg. It seems likely that a ground search will be necessary. The CIA has provided you with a light aircraft. Underfly Yanis radar and parachute into the drop. Proceed through the jungle, eliminating any opposition, and attempt to locate the Yanis base. Because existence is pain. And we play video games to forget that pain momentarily. Miss Simonova will be with you on this mission. If Yanis is operating a GoldenEye satellite, her computing skills will be essential when you try to disable their systems. Jack Quaid has given us some basic firearms training, and he thinks she'll be able to carry her weight in a combat situation. Be careful though, 007. Remember, she isn't an experienced operative like yourself. You'll know you're on the right trail if you encounter Yanis troops or automated defenses. Be especially wary of their robotic drone guns. I'm giving you some triggered mines for their ammo dump. Try not to waste them on silly things. Oh, and look out for that Xenia woman, 007. I think she's after you, you lucky devil. Like, Q? You're in, like, your 80s at this point. Calm down. Hot date in the rainforest with 2 women. Shame on you, Jay. Okay, one of them's trying to kill me. The Cuban jungle. Don't run off, Natalia. Those guys are just suddenly here. Where did you drop your gun? You know, this might be the most effective camouflage I have ever seen. Like, I'm just barely spotting these guys before they shoot me. Oh, body armor. Jesus Christ, Natalia. They gave you a revolver? Oh, she's had some basic firearms training. And we decided, you know, for the fun of it, to give her a revolver. In the Cuban jungle, where the humidity will be intense. And she's likely going to be sweating and unable to effectively reload this thing. I have this. Like, cool, dude. Well, why did anybody think that was a better option for anybody than, like, something that takes a clip? Or a magazine? Alright, there's nobody up there, which is nice. More body armor, woo. There's a lot of guys, and I don't have... Oh no, the bridge. So, one thing to really know about Xenia. She's dual wielding. Jesus Christ, Natalia. Yeah, she's dual wielding this gun on the right. Like this gun, which is a really good gun. and a grenade launcher. This is not a good combination. That was such a good end. It's like, okay, let me just empty whatever ammo I have out of my assault rifle into Xenia. She's still going, and then Natalia just one-shots her. That was so good. Oh boy, this is dangerous. Really wish I had more ammo for any of these weapons. Alright, so Xenia's taken care of. Ammo depot and destroy drone guns. What the hell was that? The real trouble is because of how dark the ground is, like how murky a lot of this is. It's really difficult to see where the weapons are dropping. Surely this is the ammo depot. So that's all the objectives, right? Alright, let's go and finish the level. Oh, they are throwing grenades. That's wild. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Are you fucking kidding me? I have no ammo at all. I have grenade launcher. Oh no. Dahlia, do not run in front of me. Damn it. You know, Xenia's death the second time is not going to be anywhere near as funny. What was using up my pistol ammo? Was it the gun I took off Xenia? It must have been. you think it would have worked if I just hung back and let Natalia deal with them? Or do you think she would have gotten herself killed? Would have gotten herself killed. Well, I didn't fare much better though, did I? That's great, Natalia. Do you want to swap? The combat roll. Christ. I was doing so much better. And she decides, oh hey, there's a bad guy like a foot in front of me, let me just combat roll. Is this going to be the worst escort quest I've done on stream? Because I'm trying to think of, like, what escort quests I've done on stream. Well, I did RE4. I did RE4 Remake. I did Silent Hill 4. Grab the body armor. And it's like, you know, I think of all of those, this is probably worse. As far as, like, escorting somebody goes. Oh, yeah. Emma's not too bad. I do genuinely hate escorting Eva through the jungle, though. Which is why I always tranquilize her. And just drag her. Eva doesn't like snakes. That's great. If she doesn't know about the snakes, she'll be fine. Oh, am I at full body armor? Huh. But no, I think this is probably worse than either of those. Like, Emma's not that bad. I feel like people talk about escorting Emma in MGS2 as being, like, way worse than it is. Alright, here we go. Well, it wasn't as funny, but it sure was anticlimactic. I don't think you even have to trank Emma. Because, like, you just... As long as you're not holding her hand, she doesn't wander off. Which is fine. It puts you in complete control of exactly where she goes. One thing I will say, as much as I really love RE4 in VR, escorting Ashley in that is worse than the normal game. Like, it's so much worse escorting her. What's my body armor like? About half. Oh yeah, well, at that point, you can trank her and drag her through them. That's fair enough. I won't deny I've tranked her, dragged her through bugs, and then sprayed her in the face with the coolant to wake her up. With how much coolant you end up spraying on her, like, she was probably going to die soon anyway. So it's probably a good thing that Vamp stabbed her. You shouldn't inhale that stuff. Okay, I definitely don't have full body armor. Why can't I pick this up? Okay. See, I used to do that, but then I figured, you know, it's probably going to be quicker if I just drag her. And I tried it, and it worked. Like, just open the elevator, drag her through. Press the elevator button. It's much less finicky. Okay, so... Oh, no, 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 no. Where is it? There is it. Where's Natalia? Where's Natalia? Yeah, but Elizabeth also cannot be targeted by enemies. Like, you could call that an escort quest, but you're really not escorting her. Where is Natalia? Did you throw those grenades? Yeah, there's that. I know Ellie in The Last of Us has a similar thing as well. Where the clickers can't spot her. Oh, I hope they didn't kill Natalia with that. These guys throwing grenades is now my single biggest concern. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I feel like this might be going better all of a sudden. Having ammo helps. Into the elevator. Yes! Ellie can die in The Last of Us. Yeah, but she will not be spotted during stealth sequences by the clickers, which is an absolute boon. Thank you, Ninja. Hello, Danny. Well, I've just been informed that my delivery has arrived. So what we can do is we can take this opportunity to have a quick BRB, run another ad. This is not the last level. There's this level, there's another level, and then there's the secret levels, but I forget if you have to beat the game on 00 agents one of the secret levels. But I'm gonna go get my delivery and run another ad while I do, and then that clears us up. We will not have another ad before the game. So bear with me, and we'll be right back.
Oh, shit.
And we're back. We already had that one.
Oh shit!
There we go. We're back. Ready to... What are we doing? Stopping Yanis. Claim Trevelyan. There. So, protect Natalia, disable the GoldenEye satellites, destroy armored mainframes. The Yanis Control Center has been located in an underground complex in the Cuban jungle. Into the lion's den, 007. Well, just be careful. Remember that you and Miss Simonova are a team. It's critical that you protect her while she's hacking into the Yanis computers. With any luck, she'll be able to stop GoldenEye from firing. We've been tasked to kill Shaun Bean because the timeline demands it. Oh, you there, old boy. See if you can't erase their databases. The details of Yanis's criminal bankrolls are stored on specially armored mainframe units. The information is worth millions to Yanis. I'm sure you'll find some way of deleting it. You know, James, she's not the only one who can operate... Well, Jesus fucking Christ, Moneypenny. Here we go. So this might be, in terms of the layout, the most complex level since the bunker in Seven Eye. Yeah, you know, they might have too many of these gun cameras. Almost dead already because of these things. I'm dead already because of these things. Stay here, Natalia, while I secure the area. Steps out and immediately dies. Still, it's not as bad as the end levels of Metal Gear Solid, where there are gun cameras everywhere there. Why she shouldn't have a revolver. Like there are several other reasons as well. Don't like any of that. Oh god. This is just going to be nasty, isn't it? So it's either going to be that this entire level is full of these cameras, these gun cameras, or it'll be these three, and then the rest of the level will be a cakewalk. Okay, it's shooting me through scenery, though. That's a lot of damage. Okay. Is that all of them? It's locked. Door's locked. Right. Go and get Natalia. Yeah, I am. Turns out they're placing gun cameras all over the goddamn place. Alright. See how well this goes. Probably not well. You know what? There is actually a level after this, I forgot. There's this level, and then there's the caverns, and then it's the cradle. If there are any more gun cameras, I'm not going to make it. I need, like, some health. And because this game doesn't do health drops or health pickups, I need some body armor. Oh, the tension. Tension. Okay, so this motherfucker pulls a gun on you. And, like, here's the stupid thing. If you react the way you really should and shoot him, Natalia, when you go back to Natalia, she's like, I saw you kill Boris on the cameras. I'm not going to help you anymore. And you can't finish the level. And it's like, the motherfucker pulled a gun on you. And he takes a little while to drop it. Your immediate reaction should be what mine was, and you should shoot him. And I was like, no, that's a failure state. Oh, I should have gotten more armor before this. Ain't gonna go well. I have to stay down there with her, don't I? Unfortunately, I can't hack the system to disable the GoldenEye satellite. I do need Natalia for that. You go faster, please, Natalia. Oh, Christ. I gotta do that opening again. What equipment do I actually have? Because GoldenEye is a little sneaky a lot, where you'll have another item in your inventory specifically for an objective. And you won't be aware of it unless you look in your inventory for it. Like, they do that as early as the first mission with the modem. The covert modem. So it's like, destroy armored mainframes. Like, cool. Was I given, like, mines for that in this mission? Okay, I did that way better. Like, no, I just have to figure out a way to destroy those mainframes. Now, imagine doing this on an N64 controller. It's like one of the biggest advantages of playing this with a modern controller is like the easy aiming up and down. On N64, if somebody's not within the specific radius where your gun will auto-aim at them, like vertically, they're a real problem. Me all your stuff. Grenade might be useful for it. Oh, remote mines. That will absolutely be useful for it. Also makes it increasingly unlikely that I'm going to find armor. Alright. Here we go. Sometimes you've really got to use the doors to your advantage. Everywhere. Wonder if I can destroy the mainframes before Natalia hacks the place. Body armor. I feel like that tells you how much of an afterthought the crouching is. Like, the crouch button being here feels... I'm sure there wasn't a specific crouch button in the original release. Because, like, one hand, yeah, here's my other hand. So I'm only holding the analog stick. Just crouches automatically. And then uncrouches. And then we go backwards, and it just crouches. Like, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to control the crouch. So it's such a weird thing that this version gives you the crouch button. Well, we're as prepared as we're gonna be. Give it a shot. Yeah, I know I'm not crazy. Oh, the other ones were downstairs, not upstairs. Okay, so there's still something left somewhere. Let's go get Natalia. Armored mainframe. Not London. That's where money pendants send me all those passive-aggressive messages from. Okay. Well, at least the alarm doesn't keep playing. Don't know where that came from, but I don't appreciate it. Where the hell did you come from? Who's shooting? Come on, Natalia, wrap it up. Been too long there, Natalia. Good. Get out. Reload always gets me. Alright, armored mainframe. Armored mainframe. Shit. Where'd that guy even come from? What was objective A? Alright, good. Body armor. Okay, I'm a little less worried. Though we're definitely not in the clear yet. Okay, need to find the armored mainframe. The real roughness about worrying about the objectives is the way the game will just... Oh, it's brilliant. The way the game will let you leave the level without any warning that it's the end of the level. And then be like, yeah, no, you missed an objective, do it all again. And like, I don't want to do this level again. So I'm going to avoid that elevator because I'm pretty sure it's the end of the level. There. It's gotta be it, surely. Okay, so that's broken now. But the objective isn't complete. Oh. Away. Oh, there's another fucking gun camera there. There are 2 gun cameras there. I'm really starting to think I'm not going to make it this time. Every fucking time with you pricks. Every time I open that door to try and get a bead on those damn gun cameras, one of these fuckers is behind me shooting me. I'm not gonna make this when I'm constantly in a war of attrition with these motherfuckers. Like, I'll dash in there and die immediately. See? And then we have to redo the entire fucking thing again. There were 3 gun cameras in there. No. No, if you miss any objective, you do the entire level again. It's great that you're shooting immediately under the fucking thing, you moron. Yeah, it's the caveat of doing it on the higher than base difficulty. Even on the base difficulty, when you play it on Agent, there's a few missions that do have objectives other than just getting to the end. And if you mess up any of them, you go right back. You restart the entire level. Go again. It's a gauntlet. I don't think it'd be as bad if it wasn't for the whole guard Natalia thing for such an extended period. Like, that's maybe, what, 2 minutes? And if anybody turns around and says to you that 2 minutes isn't a long time, tell them to count to 120. Yeah, 2 minutes when everything is just respawning. Let's see where it actually runs to. Yeah, that was everything you were looking for with. Alright. Yeah, it's a long time when everything's just respawning, and I'm pretty sure you can't really even leave the area. It's like I'm shooting guys up here, and they're dropping ammo, and because there's so many dudes, I'm starting to get low on ammo. But going and grabbing that ammo is a frustration. I have the mines. Maybe I could do something with those. Here we go. Really thought she'd just died there. I would have been so mad. Okay, so that's much better. It's a lot of hurdles to cross. When too many of the failure states may not necessarily be your fault. The biggest advantage that a lot of these levels in this game have are that they're short. That's kind of taken away in this level because you have to wait while Natalia reprograms the GoldenEye satellite. Grab the mines. Okay, there were 4 guys. Where's the rest of the gun? 3. Go again. Okay, go and get that body armor, and then we'll bring Natalia in. Did he run up? Fuck him. Okay, I have no grenades this. I need the mines to destroy the armored mainframe. That's important. But I could really do with knowing how many of them are in the level. Because, like, against those gun cameras over there, I'd like to try and throw a mine into the room and, like, try and take some of them out. You fucking kidding me? I set that up so goddamn well. I'd taken way less damage than any other time. Then she just dies to the third guy. Even hear that glass break. Right. Focus. Kill them all. Body armor. Oops, this floor. Great, go faster. So this... Doing this so many times here with this also gives away... Also gives away another of the biggest problems of the entire idea, in that the enemy wave is random. I feel like she's taking less shots to kill every time we try this. Come on. See, I can get through this with more and more health each time. I can do better and better. But it stopped being the problem that I'm dying and it's become entirely her. Try this again. Who's shooting and from where? I swear these guys are just spawning in when I turn around. There was nobody there when I turned to take out that guy on the stairs, and I turn back and there's a guy killing Natalia. What the fuck am I doing? Come on. Bottom floor. Let's have more maneuverability. See, that guy just spawned in. There was no way he ran down the stairs in the moment my back was turned. Good, get out. Now it's gonna get nasty. Okay, Natalia's out. shot from like 7 directions. Jesus Christ. These guys need to be coming from everywhere. Fuck this. Can't make any progress because I'm constantly shot in the back. Oh, there are just no gun cameras here on Agent. The most annoying thing about this is doing this on Agent rather than Secret Agent will mean that we can't do the rest of the game on Secret Agent. And at this point, I don't care. We've been on this level for like an hour. Even if I manage to protect Natalia, it ends up being a fucking crapshoot about whether or not I can survive long enough to do anything else. It's not even difficulty, it's nonsense. Like, protect Natalia, okay. The enemies that attack you spawn in randomly while that's happening. That's a bad idea. And then once that's done, you're constantly dealing with respawning enemies as you're trying to push further into the level to deal with everything else. So every step forward you make, you've got to stop and turn around to take out the 5 guys that are shooting you in the back. And it's like, that's just not entertaining. And let's be fair, not even like I'm playing badly. That doesn't sound like the truth, Teak. Having just dealt with this, what, 5-6 times, they're never coming in the same order. They're never attacking in the same order. The 2 windows on the bottom are never breaking in the same order. Maybe there's a difference in the coding between this and the N64 version. Maybe something's changed. But it is absolutely not sequenced. I could deal with memorizing it. Okay, so this guy's going to come from here next, then that guy, and then that mirror's going to break. I could deal with that. This has not been specific order. It's like, what do we have? A couple of times ago, I killed 2 guys over here, and then this window was broken, and there was a guy killing Natalia. Last time, this window was broken for. Guys coming from the left and the right, that didn't happen in last time. These windows shattered differently now. I think this one was open for a while before that one was last time. It's a bad sequence. Like, it's a really bad sequence. It doesn't negate the quality of the rest of the game. Like, the rest of the game's still a lot of fun, but this is awful. My guess is with this whole thing, what's happening is there's a flag that's set off, would be my assumption, that once Natalia starts the hack, enemies will just spawn in until you finish the level, and they'll just keep coming. Body armor was right there as well. The extra body armor that I was after. Before, when I was trying to take out the guys in here, there were 5 guys behind me. I hate that I've dropped to a lower difficulty because of this. But we've been doing this for like an hour. It wouldn't feel so bad. Oh no, the gun cameras are still here. It wouldn't feel so bad if, to even attempt the rest of this, they didn't have to put up with that extended Protect Natalia sequence. And that was the last one I needed to break. Like, the first run we had where we got that far, I was this close to finishing this. endlessly frustrating. Right, so if I had accidentally stepped into here a little too far before noticing it was an elevator, yeah, that would have been the end of the level and would have had to redo it again. Really not happy about it. Right, we're gonna call it here. I'm not gonna be able to get through these last 2 levels before I need to go. My intention is to come back to this tomorrow. And we'll wrap it up. Depending on how I feel, maybe we'll give this another try. Maybe. But these 2 levels shouldn't last long. I don't expect we'll unlock the secret levels now. I didn't think we'd unlock them on Secret Agent, but we're definitely not unlocking them on Agent. So, like, we'll wrap this up tomorrow and play a modern game. Which modern game? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Maybe it'll be on Xbox just to simplify things. Maybe it won't. Yeah, that'll be it. I want to thank everyone for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Bane, Teak, Star, Ninja, I suppose, Danny. Believe that was everybody. We'll be back later tonight with Superhero Sunday, where we'll be playing a Spider-Man game. And tomorrow to wrap this up. And then we'll play a modern shooter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, let's have one more sound alert.
Liar!
There's not really anything else to say, except thank you all for watching. Fantastic time of day. And we'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.